Howdy guys, today I want to show you something, kinda good, well, and spooky. I want to show you, let's find it real quick. It's this.
Okay, so,
Let's
a few
begin.
weeks ago, there was a grand reopening for the old popular pizza place called Freddy's.
Ooh.
It introduced a bunch of new animatronic characters, along with the newly updated, polished versions of the old ones.
Yep.
Times are tough, and I was desperate for money,
Oh.
I still am. So,
Slithered Freddy.
I saw in the paper that the new place was hiring a night security guard.
Yep.
Seemed like the easiest job I had ever heard of, but the pay was minuscule.
Yeah.
However, it stated that there were quick advancement opportunities with raises and promotions.
Yep.
So I got a job there.
Yep.
I'll skip all the application and interviewing and stuff. It was pretty straightforward and simple. I was told I would be working 5 night shifts.
5
If
night
I was still
shifts.
interested, I would be switched to the day shift, along with a raise.
Yeah.
It sounded somewhat promising, considering the financial situation that I'm in. If I had known the hells that erupt in that place come midnight, however,
What?
I would have never taken the
You're
job.
supposed to be here like at 6 a.m. That's odd.
Let me start with the story.
Yep. Let's
Night
listen.
1. On my way to work on my first
Night
night,
1 was
I
easy.
picked up a cup of coffee to keep me somewhat alive throughout the night.
Yep.
I had never done a night shift before.
Oh, I like this music.
Driving down the roads at this hour on a Monday night, the roads were just completely dead.
Uh-huh.
It was weird pulling into the empty parking lot, when normally you would have to fight to get a spot. I had been given a key, of course. Nobody would be in the building but me.
Nope.
Before walking in, though, I gave
Celebrate
appreciation
poster with
to how
Toy
new and
Chica,
clean the
Toy
building looked.
Freddy, and Toy
At least I
Bonnie.
wouldn't be working in a
What the
rundown
heck?
I stepped into the building and locked the door. I found my
Odd.
office after about a minute of searching the building. It was the strangest office I had ever seen. There was no door, just a big opening from the hallway into the room.
Mm-hmm.
There were also 2 open vents on either side of the room.
What is she talking about?
It didn't really bother me much, though.
No.
I threw my jacket over the chair and sat down. There was a note left on the camera monitor.
What?
It was from my boss, giving a quick rundown of my job. It said that at night, sometimes the animatronics may move around the building looking for people, since they were in fact set to interact with the customers.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote that I were to stay in the office at all times and to only use my flashlight when necessary. Yada yada yada, other nonsense.
Yada yada yada.
It also noted at the bottom of the note, in highlighted text, that every 10 minutes I would need to switch to cam 11 on the monitor and hold a button to remotely wind up a music box.
What the crap is he
If the
saying?
music box were to stop, it would cause a certain animatronic to become confused and start to make a mess of its surroundings,
Guys,
searching for
this
the
is
music
deep.
source.
Really
Other than
deep.
that, he wished me luck
How would
and
a
have a
fnaf
great night.
story be like this?
The note gave
A
me
Five
a
Nights
good
at
laugh.
Freddy's story.
A better laugh than I'd gotten in months. It was one of the most amusing things I'd ever read in my life.
Yep.
Sure, I believe that the robots walked around, but it seemed so hilarious to me I couldn't
Yeah.
find any reason to be afraid.
It's hilarious to me.
After a few minutes of reading the paper and drinking my coffee, I remembered what the note said, to wind up the music box every 10 minutes. I didn't really think much would happen, but I decided to humor the story. I didn't have anything else to do anyway. I turned on the tablet monitor and switched to camera 11.
Huh?
There, a little button popped up on the screen that was labeled Music Box.
I'm
I
nervous.
pressed it, and I could hear the sound of a music box handle being wound up.
I love the sound of
It
that.
was pretty neat.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand why, if it could be done remotely,
Yeah,
why
why?
it didn't just happen automatically.
Uh-huh.
While I had the monitor on, I decided to check the other cameras as well.
Yep.
I checked camera 12 and saw an animatronic laying on the ground, in a state of obvious disrepair, with its endoskeleton parts all mangled and exposed.
That's Mangle.
A weird static sound seemed to be coming from the robot.
I do not like that sound. It's
I
creepy.
chuckled to myself and switched to another camera, revealing the show
Hi,
stage where
fellas.
the 3 new main characters were standing. Freddy the Bear,
Yep.
a blue bunny, and a yellow chicken. I couldn't remember their names at the time.
Toy Bonnie and
I
Toy
turned off
Chica.
the tablet
Duh.
and resumed reading the paper. This went on for another 3 hours, with the routine wind-up of the music box every 10 minutes. before that I heard the sound of footsteps coming from somewhere outside my office.
What?
What the hell was that?
Yeah, what the heck was that?
I turned the monitor back on. I switched around the camera looking for an intruder. I switched to the camera viewing the stage and noticed that one of the animatronics was missing.
What?
The blue bunny was gone.
How is he gone?
Oh shit. I can't believe
shoot.
it. He wasn't lying when he said that the robots moved around.
Yeah.
I grabbed the flashlight sitting on my desk and shined it down the hall. There was nothing there. Oh
This
well.
ain't good, guys.
Let the
No,
thing
it ain't.
walk around if it wants to.
Yeah.
I resumed reading my paper yet again until the footsteps came closer this time.
What?
Until the footsteps came closer, this time from right down the hall outside my office. I grabbed my flashlight again and shined it down the hall. There it was, the bunny, standing outside the office looking down at me. I found this amusing and got a good laugh out of it. It's come to play, I thought to myself.
Probably not.
I
It would
almost got up
kill
to
you.
get a closer look when I remembered that it said in the note to stay away from the animatronics.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get fired after the first night, so I decided to leave it be.
Yep.
I tried to get back to my routine of paper, coffee, and music box, and eventually I heard the bunny walk away.
Oh.
The rest of the night, nothing happened, but honestly, all I could think about was the bunny and the amazing technology. Night 2. I arrived early the second night. I brought 2 coffees, as one was barely enough the previous night.
What?
Along with the newspaper, I brought some magazines as well. 6 hours was a long time to be sitting doing nothing. I learned that the hard way. My boss left me another note telling me that I might want to throw on the Freddy Fazbear head if an animatronic gets too close.
Yep.
They will assume that I was just another animatronic.
Yeah, and he would
After
probably
that,
want to wave
he
at
left
you,
the
he
names
or
of
she.
most of the animatronics. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Mangle, and Foxy.
Yep.
The
That's
first
him.
hour of my shift went slow, occasionally checking the cameras and routinely winding up the stupid music box.
Music
I
box
took
isn't
that
stupid.
opportunity to check out the
It's
rest
got
of
a
the
beautiful
cameras I had
melody.
not seen yet. I checked the camera labeled game area and I could see what appeared to be a statue of a young boy.
That's
holding
Balloon Boy.
It
Duh.
could have been another animatronic, but I
Yeah.
wasn't sure.
Yeah, it was
He
another
kind of
animatronic.
reminded me of Pinocchio.
What? From
That thing
Disney?
was a bit unsettling. Definitely creepier than any of the others I saw.
That's the funniest thing I ever
I
heard.
switched around some more and found the camera labeled parts. It was the room where they kept all the old animatronics.
What?
I could see the robots laying on the floor, partially disassembled with certain parts missing on each of them. It was like a robot graveyard.
How is it a robot graveyard?
I switched to the main stage camera and saw that both Bonnie and Chica were gone. That was a lot quicker than last night. I flipped to another camera and saw Bonnie, face to the camera, staring at me. My heart skipped a beat and I jumped
Mine is
back
doing
in my
it
seat
too.
and let out a loud gasp. Under my now heavy
I just
breathing,
let out a loud
I let
gasp
out a
too.
small laugh. I still found it a bit amusing, but only for a few seconds.
Yeah,
Before I
how?
started to think, how did that thing know what a camera was? Sure,
Yeah.
they have facial recognition
I'm
technology.
scared and
They
confused
would
at
have
once
no reason
and
to know what a
concerned
camera is.
and nervous.
Why would the creators program these things to know what a camera is?
What?
And why the hell was it staring into the camera like that?
Yo, why?
I became a bit uneasy and more paranoid now, checking the cameras
I'm paranoid.
more frequently. It wasn't until
But no
another
worries,
hour
everything's
later
okay.
that something happened. Footsteps coming down the hallway. I grabbed the flashlight and shined it down the hallway. It was Chica holding what looked like a cupcake. She stood there, just staring at me for a good 30 seconds before my flashlight started to flicker.
Yep. Because there's like
not
a
now.
battery source in the game, like for the flashlight.
Only for 2 seconds before light returned, but Chica was gone. Damn. I then remembered I hadn't wound up the music box.
Yep.
I turned on the monitor again and switched over to camera 11. I had made it with only a few seconds to spare and wound it back up. My heart was beating quickly from what I had just witnessed.
Mine's
I wasn't
beating
finding
too.
it
I
too
don't like it
amusing anymore.
one bit. This is
The way
deep,
they
guys.
both looked
Deep.
at me,
Really
I was
deep.
too focused on checking the cameras and shining my flashlight down the hall. The way they looked at me, even through the cameras, it was really creepy. I couldn't focus on reading the paper anymore. I was too focused on checking the cameras and shining my flashlight down the hall. I was more concerned and curious than I was scared, though. Minutes turned to hours with nothing happening again. It wasn't until 5 a.m. that I heard footsteps coming down the hall again.
Yeah, you got one more hour, and then you have to leave at 6
I
a.m.
shined the flashlight down to reveal Foxy the pirate. It was one of the old damaged animatronics.
It's Withered Foxy. Duh.
Right as I turned the light on, I could see it stop moving, turn around, and run back the opposite direction. What was that about?
Yeah, why?
Maybe he shot it.
Maybe.
6 a.m. came slow, but when it did, I was excited to go home.
Yep.
So far, the job wasn't anything terrible, just different. Everything changed on night 3. I arrived with 2 cups of coffee again, and with a book to read.
That's nice. I love
The
books.
feeling of being nocturnal was awful, but it was only for a week, and I had the
Yep.
day shift to look forward to. The first thing I did after arriving was winding up the music box.
Ooh.
After a good half hour of checking the cameras,
I love
the
this
robots
sound.
were
It's
all
so
still in their
beautiful.
proper places.
And it's a melody.
I had been checking these cameras so often now, but I didn't ever think about
It's
why
like
I was
a
doing it.
puppet.
I guess I didn't want to think about what would happen if I got too close to one of the animatronics because
They would actually
I
kill
was
you.
afraid to know. I guess that's why I was so cooperatively winding up that music box.
Yep.
The fear of what would happen if I didn't.
Oh, I love
started
that
reading
melody.
my
It's
book,
so
or at
beautiful.
least tried to. I merely skimmed the words without picking up on what it was I was actually reading. My mind was paying more attention to any sounds coming from down the hall.
What?
A little past 3 a.m., the coffee had passed through me, and I suddenly needed to pee really badly.
Well, then use
I
the
know I
toilet.
was told not to leave the office at any time,
Yep.
but when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yep, that's true.
I flipped around the cameras one more time to make sure all the animatronics were still idle. Yep, they were all still in their spots. I guess they're sleepy tonight.
How are they sleepy? They're
I wound up the
animatronics.
music
They
box one more
can't
time
sleep.
and set a timer on my
Well,
phone
they
for 9
can.
minutes.
You just can't
It gives me a
see
minute
them.
heads up that I
when
need
they
to get
sleep.
back and wind up that music box.
Maybe. I don't
Just
know.
in case. Call me paranoid.
I'm paranoid too.
I grabbed the flashlight, turned it on, and slowly walked down the hallway. I found myself tiptoeing around the building. I didn't know if those robots could hear things or not.
Well, they
I
actually
crept
can't.
around the building with my flashlight being
I
the
don't
only
know.
real source of
Or
light.
can they?
The feeling I got from walking around that dark building at night was like the feeling you would get from sneaking around a closed zoo. I didn't feel comfortable and feared getting caught, even by something not human.
What?
Bad analogy, maybe. But the coast was clear, though.
Yeah.
And eventually I found the bathroom.
Yeah.
It wasn't a single-person bathroom, so there was no
No,
lock on the
should
door.
be an employee bathroom.
I looked for a light switch, but there was none.
No.
How pathetic. It must
Yeah,
be
how
some kind of
pathetic.
automatic lighting system, I thought to myself.
Yeah.
Even though I was the only one there, I still decided to use the last stall to pee.
Yep.
I'm one of those people that doesn't like to use urinals, and
No.
this was just force of habit.
Yeah.
Just as I finished doing my business in total darkness, I heard the familiar sound of a bathroom door opening. But there was nobody else in the restaurant.
No.
But I heard the heavy footsteps, like metal hitting the floor.
What?
And I knew it was one of the robots.
Yeah, it was. I don't like the sound of
In
this.
the bathroom. Luckily, I hadn't flushed the toilet yet.
Nope.
The sound of heavy metal footsteps
I'm gonna
banging
pay
the
attention.
bathroom floors neared the stalls, and then silence.
Oh my god! That noise is starting to scare me.
I could suddenly hear the sound of moaning. It almost sounded human-like, like a child. The moaning, it sounded stressed and angry. Oh, shit.
Gasp!
It's kicking open the stall doors. It's gonna find me in here.
Yeah.
There were only 4 stalls. I had to do something.
Uh-huh. Woo!
Ah, damn it.
Oh, dang it.
My stall is next.
Yeah, do
The
something!
footsteps moved to outside my stall. I got on the ground and crawled under the stall wall to the next stall over. The stall door didn't open.
Nope.
I had locked it.
Yep. Toy
Another
Bonnie.
failed attempt.
Hey there.
I thought about running out of the room, but no.
No.
It would hear me open the door.
Mhm.
It was at this point that I had believed that these things were hostile.
Yep.
No friendly robot would bang open these stall doors looking for me.
I don't think these robots are really friendly. They're,
I heard the stall
kinda
door
creepy
violently
looking.
bust open. Silence.
yeah.
And then I heard what sounded like an angry growl. It didn't sound like a growl from a dog or any kind of animal.
No. Eek! I do not like the sound of that.
It sounded like
Guys, this is
a
really
truly
deep.
angry, hateful, inhumane growl.
Mm.
I heard another bang, but this time on the wall separating the stalls that I and the robot were in. The stall door was opened, and I was exposed.
What?
All I could do was plank on the floor,
Oh,
on the dirty bathroom floor where little kids urinate all day.
I'm scared, guys.
Footsteps moved past the stall, and looking up, I could just barely, through the corner of my eye, see the figure of Freddy
What is
Fazbear.
he
Not the
saying?
new one, but the old one. The original one.
Uh-oh.
The footsteps moved toward the bathroom door.
Freddy!
I didn't hear the door open. It was blocking my exit.
Yep.
I quietly crawled down to the first stall to try and catch a glance at the robot. I poked my head under the wall and there it was. It was standing still like the statue right in front of the door. I was a sitting duck.
Yep. How?
I remained planked on the floor, waiting for the sound of the door opening. I remembered the music box and what my boss wrote on the note, that if the music box stops, a certain animatronic will start to throw a tantrum and become hostile.
Yep.
After witnessing how hostile Freddy was, I didn't want to see what that other animatronic would be like. I only had 10 minutes to get back to the office to wind up the music box, and
This
I
is
had
not
probably
good, guys.
not even gone for 5
I don't like
minutes.
it one bit.
I didn't have much
It's
time,
really hard.
but the robot continued to stand there. Time
What?
dragged on as I tried to think of a way to escape.
What the heck is going
I
on
contemplated
here?
whether or not I should make a run through it, right past the robot, or try to
Yeah.
distract it first.
Yeah,
I
distract it.
decided then that I would knock on the wall, wait for Freddy to walk over, then crawl under the stall and run for the office. It was my phone, alerting me that the timer I had set reached 0.
What?
Heavy footsteps moved toward the stall, and I took that opportunity to crawl under the stall and burst through the door and make a dash back for my office.
I'm scared.
I got to my seat
This
and immediately
is
heard
deep.
footsteps coming
Really?
down the hall.
Really?
I had to put on the Freddy
deep.
disc, but no.
No.
I had to wind up the music box first.
Yeah.
I grabbed the monitor tablet and turned it on. I switched it to camera 11 and pressed the button for only a few seconds. I didn't have time to hold it any longer.
No.
I grabbed the Freddy mask and threw it over my head. Out from the darkness, the brown, disheveled machine walked into my office. Eyes locked onto mine through the Freddy
It's
Fazbear
Withered
mask.
Freddy.
It inched closer until it was nose to nose with me. I sat still, not being able to breathe while wearing the mask. The robot's eyes looked through the eye holes in the mask, but I didn't look back.
What?
My lungs were about to explode from not being able to breathe.
Yes.
The robot finally turned around and walked back
Well, they
down the hall.
shouldn't explode.
I threw off the mask and gasped for air.
Phew!
I wound up the music box with yet again only a few seconds to spare.
Yeah.
While on camera 11, I shined the light in the room and saw something in the background.
What
There
did
was
you see?
what appeared to be some kind of giant puppet sticking its head out of the giant gift box.
That's the puppet I was talking about the music box.
I realized it must be the animatronic that gets angry when the music box turns off.
Yeah.
That was all the more motivation to keep winding up that music box.
Uh-huh.
I turned off the monitor. It wasn't even 4 a.m. yet.
No, not
I
yet.
was left alone again, alone with my thoughts.
Whew.
Surprisingly, the rest of the night was quiet.
Heck
Right before my shift
yeah.
ended, around 5:55, I flipped to camera 11 to wind up the music box one last time. I figured all the animatronics would be at their proper places by now, but I
Yeah.
checked the cameras one last time anyway. I checked the parts and services room.
Oh.
Freddy was back to lying on the floor.
Yep, Withered Freddy.
I checked the kids' cove. The mangle still hadn't moved.
Nope, not yet.
I switched to the show stage camera and saw that Chica was missing. My heart skipped a beat.
Mine is too.
My shift was about to end. How could I leave with one of those things still awake?
Yo, how?
I checked all the party room cameras and found Chica standing in the dark corner of one of them, looking at the camera. Okay, that's fine. I can sneak past her down the main hall.
Yeah.
I'll be safe to the exit.
Maybe.
I left the flashlight on the desk and used my phone as a source of light,
Yep.
slowly and quietly walking down the main hall.
Oh.
As I passed the entrances to the 4 party rooms, I turned off the screen on my phone to avoid detection. I tiptoed past the rooms in total darkness, and when I reached the second hall, I turned right. I was in the clear. I turned my phone back on for light and made my way past the show stage to the exit.
What is he talking
I
about?
could see the exit door now. I was only a few feet
Oh,
away when
shoot.
something tapped my shoulder. I turned around to see the new Chica. She opened her robotic beak and spoke the words.
What?
She raised her arm and took a swing at me, but I dodged it in the nick of time.
Ooh, thank
Stumbled out
God.
the front door,
Yep.
locking it with the key behind me.
Uh-huh.
I ran to my car and sped down the roads to my house.
Yep.
My God,
My God.
what the hell just happened?
Yeah, what happened?
That thing, what it said, and it tried to strike me in the face.
Yeah, like this.
Oh,
Oh.
what have I gotten myself into?
Oh. Yeah.
Night 4. I returned the next night. I didn't bring any coffee.
Well, you should have.
Not because I had feared having to go to the bathroom, but
Nope.
because I'd simply forgotten.
Yep.
I was so tired I hadn't gotten a minute of sleep that day,
Yep.
thinking about what happened the night before. A normal person wouldn't have returned, but I don't have the honor of calling myself normal.
How?
I was in a financial crisis, and I constantly reminded myself, it's just 2 more days. Then I get the day shift and a raise.
Yep, yep.
Everything will be fine.
Uh-huh.
The first thing I did was wind up that goddamn music box. I guess I should tell you now that
Yeah.
the music
Oh,
box
I
was
love
only
this rhythm. It's
necessary when
beautiful.
someone was inside the building, as apparently, according to my boss, it confuses the doll inside
That's a
into
beautiful
thinking that
rhythm.
it's time to perform, and it glitches when it realizes there are no children to perform to. It sounded like utter bullshit to me, but why the hell would I question anything after
I
3
love this
minutes?
rhythm. It's so beautiful.
I had witnessed walking, talking, hostile robots that seemingly wanted to harm me for no goddamn reason. I had trouble focusing.
Oh, yeah.
Keeping my eyes open. It was a big mistake forgetting to bring coffee.
Yeah, it's your fault.
1:30 a.m. I turned on the security monitor and checked the show stage. Bonnie was awake and missing. Already?
What?
No. I just got here.
Yeah, he just got there.
Checked the parts and services room to reveal Foxy staring up at the camera, hook in the air.
Animatronics do this on the night.
2 of them?
Yep.
I put the monitor back on the desk and decided to aim what little attention I could give to listening for footsteps coming from down the hall. 2 a.m.
Uh-oh.
I couldn't remember how long it's been since I had slept.
Yep.
My chair was becoming more comfortable, and I
Yep.
could almost hear the desk calling my name to rest my head down.
Uh-huh.
Footsteps. I grabbed the flashlight on my desk and shined it down the hall.
What?
What the hell is that?
Yeah, what the heck is that?
What I saw was what appeared to be a floating head. The floating head of a Freddy Fazbear, only it was more of a golden color.
It's Golden
I let out
Withered
a
Freddy.
disturbed scream, my heart sinking lower, but then after a single blink, it was gone.
Yep.
It couldn't have been real. I was hallucinating.
Yeah.
My God, I was becoming delirious. If only I had some water to splash on my face. 2:30 a.m. I just finished winding winding up the music box when I heard...
Hello?
What was that?
It sounded like the voice of a child.
Yeah.
I shined my flashlight down the hall. Nothing.
No.
I checked the games area camera. Nothing.
No.
But then I realized that was just it. Nothing. That statue I had remembered was gone. It wasn't a statue. It was another animatronic.
Yeah, it was.
Damn it. Where the hell did it go?
Dang it. Uh-oh.
What the hell was that sound? It was coming from the vent on the left side of the room.
Yeah, it was.
I had forgotten about those.
Yeah, you
I
did.
checked the camera for the left vent and saw the little balloon boy crawling through the air vent.
Uh-huh.
I dropped the monitor in fear and threw on the Freddy mask.
Hi.
Ooh.
I turned my head to face the left vent. Just barely, I could make out the face of the thing, poking its head out the dark vent. I held my breath in that foul-smelling mask until the thing finally crawled back down the vent. I couldn't take much more.
Yeah, you couldn't.
I turned the monitor back on. I checked the show stage. The whole band was off stage.
Oh,
Shit.
Oh, shoot.
What the hell is that now?
Yeah, what was that?
And then I remembered that it coming from the mangled animatronic from the kids' cold.
Yep.
I checked the camera. It was gone.
Yep.
I shined the flashlight down the hall to reveal the mangle hanging off the ceiling, peering into the room. Again, I threw on the Freddy mask, holding my breath and praying for my life.
Aww.
The sound faded away as quickly as it came. The mangle was gone.
Uh-huh.
3 a.m. I was exhausted. My eyelids were forcibly
Huh?
closing, and I had to fight to keep them open.
Yep.
But it's never a fight you can win.
No.
And with that, everything faded to black.
Yep. Aw. Poor guy. So sorry for him.
I awoke in total darkness.
What?
I wasn't in the office chair anymore, though.
Uh-uh.
I tried to move my hands, but
I bet
I
he's
was
tied up.
restrained by something. Lights turn on. My eyes squint shut, unadjusted to the brightness.
Oh.
The sound of heavy footsteps near towards me.
Oh, shoot.
What? Who the hell is that? Let me out of this.
Yeah, let him out of this.
As my eyes began to adjust to the light, I could start to make out the figure of the new Bonnie
What?
standing in front of me.
Uh,
Oh no.
oh, no.
I'm sorry. I have to do this.
Why do you have to do this?
I'm only following orders.
You shouldn't.
Take this, Dylan.
You're an evil
The Bonnie turned
person.
around and walked to a counter, grabbing something off of it. He turned around, exposing the buzzsaw. No.
No.
No. Please don't do this.
Yeah, don't do this.
The robot walked over to me, lifting the saw over the top of my
Oh,
arm.
shoot. This is getting
I
deep.
squirmed about, trying to free myself, but to no avail.
Nope.
The robot pressed the buzzsaw down into
Guys,
my
I'm
shoulder.
scared. This is
I
getting
let out
deep.
an agonizing
I don't like it one bit.
as my own blood poured onto my face. He continued to saw down the top of my arm. I was starting to lose consciousness, but the last thing I could remember before passing out was the loud and haunting thud of my arm hitting the ground.
Aww.
I awoke in darkness again, confused and in a haze. I couldn't remember what had happened. I tried to move my arms, but only my right arm responded. I desperately tried to move my left arm, but the painful realization came to mind, and I remembered what had just happened.
Aww.
The door to the room opened again, and the lights turned back on.
Aww.
Adjusting again to the light,
I'm
I
scared.
looked to my
I'm
left
nervous.
where my arm used to be,
At the
to
same
see a
time.
robotic limb attached to my shoulder. The limb was fused into my skin and flesh. I then turned to see both Chica and Bonnie staring at me.
It will soon be complete.
No!
It is time for the other one.
No!
The bunny grabbed the buzzsaw again and walked toward me. He lowered the buzzsaw to my right shoulder, right before something broke down the door. The duck and bunny turned around to see Foxy the pirate. The animatronic fox raised its hook and sliced at the neck of Bonnie, causing it to fall to the ground.
What?
Chica swung at Foxy, but Foxy was too quick, immediately grabbing Chica's head and ripping off the mask, exposing the endoskeleton underneath.
What the?
He took his hook and sliced right through the machine's exposed parts, causing it to spark and fall to the floor as well. The fox turned to me and cut through the ropes, restraining me with his hook. What are you?
I am the machine that just saved your life.
Yeah.
Before I could say anything else, the fox was out the door and
I hear
gone
Foxy
into the
again.
darkness.
I don't
I
like the
stood
sound
up
of this.
and immediately felt the pain from the metal that had infused into my body. Why the hell did that thing just help me?
Yeah,
I
why?
had no time to stick around and think about it, though. I had to move quickly. I crept out of the room and into the darkness. I
Yeah.
brushed against the wall as I moved, trying to navigate the dark hall. Laughter coming from everywhere. Banging coming from every corner. There's the hell. I was in it.
Ah!
Suddenly, I could see two glowing lights coming from the end of the hall. It was a pair of eyes, undoubtedly staring at me.
What?
My initial reaction was to turn around and run.
Yeah.
But a familiar voice called from down the hall.
But it's Toy Freddy.
It's me. You have to turn right down this way. There's a back exit. It's the only way out.
I don't like the sound of this.
I ran down the hall, closer to the fox, ready to thank him. But when I got closer, I made a horrifying discovery. It wasn't the pirate at the end of the hall.
No.
It was the new Freddy.
Yeah, it was Toy Freddy.
The puppet wants you.
What?
The robot grabbed me with an extremely tight grip
Oh,
on my
cute.
remaining arm and started to drag me back down the hall. He shoved me back into the room that I came from and noticed his two friends lying on the floor,
I'm scared.
broken. His happy animatronic face, disturbingly angry face. The bear grabbed the buzzsaw lying on the floor with the hand he wasn't holding me with and turned it on. I had nothing to fight back with. My brain seemingly had not yet accepted the fact that I had lost my left arm, and while trying to flail my right arm, I
What?
still felt the feeling of my left arm swinging about. But I turned to my left and realized why. The robotic arm attached to me was moving. I could control it.
Yes.
Without another second of thought, I swiped the robotic arm across the face of Freddy. I could feel the powerful impact, causing the robot to drop the buzzsaw and fall back. I didn't try to finish him off. I was out that door too fast. I ran back down the dark hall and turned right, hoping by some chance that Freddy wasn't lying about the exit.
No, he wasn't.
Turns out he wasn't. I saw the glowing red text of an exit sign and sprinted towards it, almost busting down the door on impact. I was free.
Yep.
I ran to my car, drove to the police station, and told them the whole situation. The place was investigated and shut down the same night.
How was it shut
I was
down?
immediately sent to the hospital for my arm.
Yeah.
After examination and testing, the doctors couldn't find out how to remove it or how it
Well,
was
they
even
need to
implanted.
remove it. There should be a way.
They told me it had somehow fused inside of me and had become an actual part of my body, and that it would be impossible to remove safely. I was told it would be safer to keep it in than take it out, so
Ow.
that's what I did.
Yep.
I mean, I had full control over it, and it packed a solid punch.
Well, duh.
I should mention this only happened 2 nights ago. Last night, upon further investigation, it was discovered by police that all the animatronics were missing from the building.
What?
The manager, my former boss, insisted that he knew nothing about it. That means those things are out there somewhere. But that doesn't matter. They won't make it far before they run out of power.
No.
I think about Foxy a lot.
He's probably a nice
still alive.
animatronic.
He was different.
But in FNAF 1, he's a
I
mean
know
one.
whatever the other robots did to him, it couldn't have been good.
All the animatronics are mean.
I still don't understand the whole story with the puppet, though. The puppet that I had been winding up that goddamn music box constantly for.
Gosh dang music box.
Puppet that
I love the
seemingly
rhythm
controlled
from
them
it.
all.
It's beautiful.
A puppet.
Mm-hmm.
What a ridiculous story this has been. I admit that.
This story's not ridiculous.
Well,
it's scary and deep.
That about concludes this journal entry. Oh, one more thing.
What?
Last night I woke up in my bed around 1 a.m. to the sound of beeping.
Yep.
The beeping was coming from my robotic arm.
How?
Along with a flashing red light coming from the palm of the robotic hand. I don't know
It
what
must
it
be
is,
like an
but
endoskeleton
I
hand
don't
or
think it's a
something.
big deal.
Yeah. Guys, that was creepy. And I don't care. And that's it. I'm scared, but I hated that story, but it was weird. That's the end of my story. Goodbye, guys. But I love this rhythm.